Hello, teacher. Here we're going to present our final project. We are Priscila Santiago, my classmate Alejandra Moreno, and Alejandro Hagen. And the process that we chose is exportation process. And well, the exportation process is as in any business. It requires preparation, effort, dedication, perseverance, and learning. In addition, it should be considered the exporting as a business that requires a long-term commitment, since the most important benefit of it will be reflected over the time and with the growth of the international sales. We're gonna see some advantages of exporting process. Okay, access to new markets, development and growth of your company by generating new income, use of installed production capacity. You don't just depend on the local market, strategy, the competitiveness of products in quality and price, technological update, improvement of the business image, generation of jobs, and foreign exchange of the country. Okay, we need a previous preparation for the export, and one of the first points is to get your RFC. Well, this to export, the first thing you have to do obviously is to have a company that is legally constituted according to the fiscal and commercial laws of the country. In Mexico, any legal person or natural person with business activity can become an exporter, regardless of their size. It doesn't matter. What matters is the level of their competitiveness. Also, the second point, one of the most important aspects in any export project is choosing the target market properly. The third, the special permission, well, this is just in some cases. For example, in the cases of alcoholic beverages, beer, desnature alcohol, tobaccos, etc. Next is to determine the tariff fraction of the product. And this, well, when exporting a product, you must know the code with which it is identified based on an international adopted system known as the Harmonized Commodity Designation and Coding System. And also we should know the RANAs. Okay. We're gonna see the legal procedures that must be carried out. Okay, the commercial invoice serves so the exporter, once the purchase transaction is confirmed by the importer, can collect the sale of a product or service. The buyer must pay the amount that appears in the invoice when the seller has made the merchandise available to him. It is one of the most important documents in international sales operations because it is an accounting document used by the customs administration of a country to calculate and apply the customs duties that must be paid so that a merchandise can leave one country and enter to another one. The calculation and application of tariffs is based on the type of merchandise and its tariff classification and price. Okay, we are going to see an example. Here is an example of the invoice. Okay, the payment conditions, form of the payment and term and date of payment. Okay, these are characteristics that it has to have. The conditions of delivery of the merchandise according to the Incoterm. Another one is the mode of transport and the distribution of expenses depending on the whether land, sea, or air transport is used. The tariff classification number for information purchases. It has to have the date, the series, and the number of the invoice, the date of its issue, the identification with a name or surname, reason or full company name, both of the user of the invoice and the recipient of the operation. It also has to have the tax identification number, the address. The address, it has both of the persons in the operations. It also has to have the description of the merchandise, indicating all the necessary data to determine the taxable base of the merchandise, of the tax. Also the unit value and the amount of units, the description, the total cost, and the tax rate. And in the case that the operation is exempt of tax, it has to be in the invoice and the reference that the provision that determine the exempt of taxes. Okay, the commission conferred, well, this is the way in which that we notify the SAT that customs agent can do dispatched in their names. And once we make this notice to the SAT, the customs agent can transmit to the SAI, that is the comprehensive customs automation system, and request to name an RFC of the importer who makes this notice. In case you don't have given this notice to the customs agent, cannot make request with the name and the RFC of the importer. Since we send the petition to the prevalidator, and this in turn to the SAI for its validation. The later will not generate the electronic acknowledgement of acceptance that declares in the simplified printing of the motion, so it will not be possible to continue with the operation. Well, now we are gonna see the requirement. And okay, here it says that we need to have the date of the elaboration, the RFC key, the importer identification data, that is all this site, order that is conferred, it's this one here, the revocation of the conferred order, this part, and at the end, data of the legal representative is the last part.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Alejandra Moreno, and today to talk about the packing list and other topics. Okay, the first is the packing list, or the list of instruction, and the list is used with the custom agent because he needed the specific instruction when the emergency is export for other countries. In this case, in this list is explained what happened with the South Chamila, and what happened with the export to Peru. Okay, several used to have a backup of the goods that have been loaded into the container. That is it of everything list that container a container. In specifically in Mexico, this document has a lot of legal winner. And it's important if you export, you have to present this list, the package, to the agente, the custom agent. Is divided into points. For example, the emergency to export the exact quality of the container. In this each to the box and package, or the special package which you need to export the products, and the number or marks or something symbols they identify the goods. The other topic is the certificate of origin. This document is used for will prove the countries or region when the goods origin and courses will be the basic of obtain tariff preference. In this case, it's more important present this document because the emergency, the goods is Mexican. All the ingredients it's Mexican. Other important things is the more important is the letter of instruction or the list of instruction. This list is passed for the custom agent because in this document so express all process with the emergency need. Okay, when the product is 100% Mexican. So the custom agent can correctly carry out the export, and this helping to know the value, the custom processing to let know the time remained and inside the enclosure.
Well, to continue with the export process, we have to take into account that the documents are needed for a correct export. I'm going to mention them, and it's also important to comment on the document that allows to know about the complaints with the non-tariff regulations and restrictions. Well, the number one of the transport documents, we have the packing list. A packing list can aid in the transportation and handling of the goods, especially in large shipments or mixed items. It can also be an official requirement of a letter of credit, in which case is the most indicate of the covered shipment. Number two, bill of loading. In almost all cases of the foreign trade, in which goods are transported by container or conventional ship, companies issues bills of loading. This acts as a merchandise receipts and are also proof of the contract to carry the merchandise. The number three, letter of instructions for export. Exporters can instruct a freight train using the export instruction letter. It contains all the data of the exporter, the consignment, the merchandise and package, and the requirement of the exporter. Well, the number four, annual bills, is a act as receipt for goods and are also evidence of contract between exporter and the carrier. And the number five, maritime consignment letters. They are consignment notes for the maritime transport of cargo. They act as receipt for the goods. They are also evidence of a contract between the export and the carriers too. The number six, carrier of bill of loading. They are usually much shorter and simpler than sea or airway bills. And they are not conformed by a particular standards and are issued by individual couriers for their own purposes. And the number seven, standard shipping notes. They are completed by exporter and representative to organize shipments of non-dangerous goods. And note tax has a shipping instructions and are delivered to the receptions of authority and the port of cargo, either with or before the merchandise. And the number eight, certificates of origin inspections and HIL. Certain destination countries request a certificate of origin to prove the country or of origin of the goods. Obtaining adequate certificate of origin can take 7 days or more, and it can also generate a substantial cost for the exporter, and this must be anticipated and reflected in the quotations. And for this export plan, we also have to have the invoices and the Incoterm and the request to be able to carry the sales correctly. Well, now we have the document that allows to comply with the regulation and non-tariff restrictions. We needed a phytosanitary certificate. Anyone interested in exporting vegetables, their products, and by products, as well as any other regulate merchandise or equipment that implies phytosanitary risks, and must request the international phytosanitary certificate for the Secretariat SAGARPA. In this is establishes terms is the Article 27 of the federal law, the plant health. All these have to the process at the SAGARPA secretary, as well as we have to follow certain requirements in order to obtain such as payment of duties, certificate of origin, country of the origin, country of destination, federal entity, tariff fraction, description, and quality in the UMT. All the others are of the official website.
Conclusion, the legal process that the previous comment help us to be able to carry out and successful export for the correct arrive of the merchandise the its destinate. In this case, to Peru. And bye.